Good morning, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. I'm out here for my walk, taking a little break and taking a break from the green screen. And this is not a green screen. This is a 25, 30-year-old pear orchard here in Northern California. But I'm going for my walk. I'm getting back into the rhythm of things. The last few weeks have been just insane, from traveling to, being in quarantine because of the travel. But it's really allowed me to reflect on, just how far we've come with telesales and virtual sales. Yesterday, in fact, working with me and my friend Brian Pope. And for those of you guys that don't know him, Brian's the co-founder of two organizations, Assuria and Symmetry Financial. And they've recently joined forces and come together to form Quility. So these guys are massive. I mean, Brian is number one, I believe, at Royal Neighbors, number one at Assuria, and a few other carriers where they just dominate in the leaderboard. So yesterday we're talking, as we're helping an agency group, from Puerto Rico, transition to final expense. And in that conversation, we talked about just how valuable virtual sales is, not for the call center guy, but for every single one of those independent agents in the market space that maybe are doing it face to face. And now we have a training system, we got a testing component where we can really stand behind and get people trained. And that's virtual. And for me to hear, my friend Brian talk about virtual sales and back what we're doing up 100%, it just makes it all worth the struggles. Because like I've shared with you guys in the past, when I first started, my cost per acquisition was around $500 a day. That's what I would have to invest in television leads to make one sale. It was expensive. Today, those acquisition costs are a lot less than 500, more like under 100 for me personally. But then again, we got more experience. We learn from our mistakes. We got better carrier relationships. That gives us more opportunity when it comes to the risk. The point is, virtual telesales is the future. For me, 10 years ago when I got into it, I was more motivated about spending time with my family, no weekends, no evenings, being able to live in, beautiful Northern California, where I've been able to live here now for years. And that's been a success for me because I've always wanted that. But it's also right now in the moment of the crazy pandemic where people were forced to learn how to sell. Earlier, I posted this audio interview with Gary Vee, and I'll go ahead and post it in the comments section so you can watch it. But Gary Vee interviewed Kevin O'Leary. And for you guys that have seen him on Shark Tank, this guy's a big investment guy. And what they called this was the digital pivot America 2.0. No one in their wildest dreams ever thought that the pandemic was going to hit us 8-9 months ago. No one thought that. And what Kevin O'Leary said was that 80% of his portfolio were able to make adjustments to virtual sales. And they went from, obviously losing a ton on the retail side, but they took their direct to consumer platform from 10% to 40, 50%, making it so they save their company. Other industries, travel industry, the hotel industry, and a few others, they just disappeared. So can you imagine if those companies wouldn't have adapted technology, wouldn't have done the internet, wouldn't have done the phone? They would have crashed. They would have burned. Gary Vee also talked about that eventually the internet would crush the middle. Think about what the middle is, the retail stores, the mom and pop shops. And here's the proof of it. We've also believed that. Maybe not in the depth that Gary has, but for 10 years we've been following technology. We've always understood that eventually the technology would get better and better and better. My goodness, my mom's in her 70s and she's on Zoom. She can do a Zoom. She got her own Zoom. Think of that for a little bit. People are communicating, they're connecting virtually. And the old myths of bad retention, I don't hear any of that. The old myths that people won't buy from you over the phone or through a video conference, I don't hear any of that. In fact, we are watching companies grow and adapt and change. And it's exciting for me because, like I said, for years we were out here in the cuts like a bunch of misfits racing. And now everybody's coming out to the country to come and race with us. That's it. And that was telesales, because for years everybody hated telesales. Now it's in. Virtual is in. Which takes me to this. Training. A lot of people right now are offering training. A lot of gurus, in fact, came out of the woodwork offering training. But their advice was buy a ton of leads. Training don't mean nothing. And save yourself. Unfortunately, a lot of folk listen to that type of advice and they're no longer in the space. Because guess what? Training is super important. And making sure your agents are trained, not just lip service that they are, is going to make the difference. And we have that program where we can take your agency, whether 1 or 1,000, put them on the training platform all at the same time. They get to train on their own time because it's agent driven, and they're tested agent driven testing too. And when they're passed at 100%, they're ready to go. We've been doing this with this concept since 2017. It works. And now we're taking it at a whole different scale. So with that said, you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. You know, this year's gone. You know, I'm still, I'm still in party mode, but hey, come the 1st, it's showtime. And we really got to put it down, because 2021, for all of you guys that are building, it's going to be the year to build something massive virtually. And if you're in that mode, give me a call. We can help you with the carrier relationships, the training, and a huge discount on your leads. So with that said, you guys enjoy your Tuesday, and see you guys at the top. Peace.